did not add like her jazzy side to it, which I found really interesting. Hey, what's up? A-Aron here for Reaction 110. And I am back in the United States. As you can see, I've got the background removed again, back to normal. And appreciate your patience as I vacationed and saw family. But that said, we're back with Angelina Jordan here. And we are going back to the earliest years of Seven. And I Have a Dream by ABBA, which is very different. Now, before we dive into that, I want to say that a big announcement's coming this week, and so pay attention to that. We'll release a separate video for that, and you're going to be very excited. And so let's dive right in. This is ABBA's I Have a Dream. It shows she's 7 years old. I don't know if this is a full clip or what, or if there's multiple from like another concert, but it does show from the opening of an arts exhibit by Meri. So I think if there's more than one here, we'll probably just react to that one. And if it's shorter, we'll just keep this short because I don't think I've done a short video in quite some time. So yeah, let's dive right in. Okay, yeah, so I see this is 1:08. And it looks like there's a little bit of a trio, and you see the art in the background. So we can have a look at Meri's art. I'm assuming since it's her art exhibit that, you know, that's her art. And so, yeah, let's dive right in. Okay, so it was really awesome just going back further, as you know, I've done recently, even did a performance at the age of 12, unknowingly, for her. She performed for a private, was listed as a private concert in the dimly lit recordings, which I'll link to, at the age of 8, and I knew that something seems off there, and so, you know, I've been mostly focused on age 8 and 9, recently, but I missed this one at age 7. Well, I didn't try to cover all of them. It wasn't like I was surprised when I missed it, but nevertheless, couple things here. First and foremost, I'm curious where the choice of ABBA came from, if she was actually listening to it or what. We see that she's reading the lyrics, and you know, I don't know how well she knows the song, but you know, she's singing it. She's in pitch. She sounds, you know, the melodies mostly unchanged from the original. So she obviously at least listened to it a couple times before this, and she's so talented that might have been all she needed. My guess is she was familiar with it. I don't know how much she would have followed ABBA. I mean, it's a Swedish group, so, you know, it is in that region. And so maybe it is fairly popular. Maybe she listened to it quite a bit already. Or maybe it was a special request, right? Because this is I Have a Dream, and it might have been thematic with the arts display or arts opening, and maybe it was requested by some, you know, the curator or by Meri herself, or maybe just Angelina thought this is a good song for an art exhibit. And I'm not quite sure of the choice of selection. Would love to hear that if you know. But yet, the other thing I noticed immediately is she has shoes on. So that's quite interesting. This is after, I'm quite sure, well, I'm pretty sure, this is after, because she looks older than 6. I think I'm starting to understand her age, and I think she's right in there about 7. So I think that's accurate, I believe. And that would make it after she gave her shoes to a girl on the side of the road who didn't have shoes, which is just a heartfelt story. If you don't know that, right, pick up her book, purchase it, and support her, where she talks about that. But, that's abnormal. And so for it to be Meri's show, I'm not sure what the choice was there or what, but, I'm sure there was rationale behind it. I just noticed that immediately. And she looks beautiful in that dress and shoes. And so the girl on the right just sits there the whole time. Right? So that's interesting. Usually they would, get up and exit or something to that effect. But she looks mesmerized. And meanwhile, you got a cellist who is just sitting there just going, at least I think that's essentially what she was doing, while we have Angelina Jordan essentially just doing a solo. This is a full vocal ensemble in the original version. And so it's a really fascinating choice for me to do this. And, we hear that the typical things that Angelina is developing at this age. And so, again, don't look at it as critique. It's the development that I look for here and try to understand, right? And so, we see that, she's while she's hitting the pitch, she doesn't always have the full support when she attacks a note. She's got that super over-airy tone with it. Obviously she's reading the lyrics in English, trying to keep up with it. So, it's way beyond impressive what anybody should even do at that age. I mean, again, look at what the people next to her are doing, right? The rest are in the audience or at home playing. And, you got the cellist just, look at what the cellist is doing. This is her playing the cello. Well, meanwhile, Angelina is playing, and, you have the other girl just sitting there watching. So, once again, it's incredible to just see this development. Now that we're zoomed in, I was wondering what these are, but it looks like they're apples. And I'm assuming it's a display. But I did see one over here somewhere. Okay, you can't see it, but I thought I saw one towards the foreground of the video. Nevertheless, she didn't change the original version much, although the tone of her voice and the rendition of it is extremely different, in my opinion, than the original version. She did not add her jazzy side to it, which I found really interesting. That tells me, and again, I'm speculating, I don't know anything, but I'm guessing that means that's simply she's only heard this song probably a couple times or something to that effect, and she's just doing it because she probably hasn't put a lot of effort or work into it and just said, yeah, I'll do it for you. Right? And she's such a pro that she's able to just step in and just do it, and she doesn't care about any embarrassment or fright or anything. She just does it. And that's one of the many, many, many things that makes Angelina so special. All right, so I think I'll leave it at that. There's not a ton to comment here. I mean, it's those early age 7 development years where, she's imperfect and, you call them perfect imperfections. And I think that's what makes her growth incredible, is that it's real, it's human. But despite that, it's so much more minor than any other person from this planet should do at the age of 7, let alone 8 or 9 or 10 even, right? And again, especially if this is a song she doesn't know really well, she nails it. Okay, so that's it for this one. If you have not yet done so, please go ahead and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Thank you.